Patrick and Chris clearly think they've cracked it. But will the world's most influential conspiracy theorists agree? To find out, Chris agreed to travel to the Isle of Wight to visit David Icke and give him the results.
Hi Chris, nice to meet you.
Hi David, nice to meet you. I've been looking forward to meeting you. One of the things that I wanted to get your opinion on was some research that we've carried out recently, and what we expected to find and what we did find from a large-scale survey that we carried out was that the kind of people who tend to believe in conspiracies show a particular profile, or they tend to. And what that suggested to us was that maybe the tendency to believe in conspiracies is there because for some people it serves a kind of psychological purpose. It helps them to try and make sense of what in many ways can seem to be a kind of uncontrollable, unpredictable world. Do you feel that believing in conspiracies does serve some kind of psychological function for those people who tend to believe in them?
Well, you keep using the word theory, and the one word that's not been used yet is evidence. This whole opening of the mind to this conspiracy version of world events has not been as a result of psychological profiles or whatever. It's been the result of people saying they're lying to us.
I'm not trying to convince people they're wrong. I'm saying, well, show me the evidence, convince me.
That's right, yes.
Now, when it comes to some of the claims that you've made, I would say that, you know, for some of them there is next to no evidence. I would also say, I mean, again, we all have human biases. We all tend to be selective. I knew you'd ask me that, and I'll acknowledge openly I haven't actually read the books.
So you don't know the evidence, Chris.
I do know the evidence, because I've read about your writings.
When you've read even one of my books, then we could chat again, maybe. Because I can't take you seriously about there's no evidence when you haven't read the books. I can't.
Right, have you read all the evidence relating to the 9/11 conspiracy?
I've read enormous amounts about the 9/11 conspiracy. I've been to America
at the end of the
and
day,
I've done my own research.
At the end of the day, you are convinced that there is a conspiracy behind 9/11. It was not, as we are told, a terrorist act.
No, it was a terrorist act. Absolutely, it was a terrorist act.
It was a manipulated.
How else can you describe it?
All right, but it was something that was manipulated by these higher powers that you claim exist. But on all of these issues, there are other points of view. I mean, for the evidence...
Don't believe what I say, then?
I don't believe what you say,
well,
obviously.
Don't. What's the problem?
Yeah, the problem is, I'm being open-minded. I can tell you what would convince me that you're right. You know, is there anything that could happen in the world that would convince you were wrong? Not just claim that George Bush or Queen or whoever is...
The man's talking crap, mate. You're trying to get me to conform to your view of what I should be to talk about conspiracy theories.
I'm saying be open to the evidence.
No, that's what you're doing. And you might be kidding yourself you're doing it, but you are.
OK, conspiracies take place. It's the nature of the conspiracies, and when there is kind of overwhelming evidence against a particular conspiracy, but people still cling tenaciously to it, that then moves into the realm, as far as I'm concerned, of probably trying to look at the psychology behind it.
I don't care if you've got a problem. It's your right to decide what you want to believe.
Right, and that's what I'm doing.
But it's all this profiling people and saying, well, yes, he's one of them, so he's just believing it because it's giving him a way of seeing the world. It's all that stuff that gets up my nose because it's so song sheet science, song sheet psychology.
I think there is a problem with the belief system. It's non-falsifiable. Nothing could happen that would falsify it.
I've said it in my own books. I'm not saying that every detail in this book is true. It's as near as I can get it. What I'm saying are the themes are true, in my view. That's what I actually say. OK?
No, yeah, OK.
And are we finished?
It seems that belief in conspiracy runs too deep to be so easily overcome.